steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
It's Greg Gumbel, man. Rest in peace, Greg Gumbel. Obviously, in this field that I'm in and things of that sort, sports journalism, he was in the business for 50 years of his life. Greg Gumbel, 50 years, man, in the industry, in the sports business, sports journalism, sports broadcasting. That's truly remarkable. That's a tough feat, bro. That's a tough feat. It's a tough business. It's a really tough business. Late nights, early mornings, lots of travel, little to no sleep. Especially like Greg, to his very last, years, he was doing, NCAA March Madness every single March, bro. Every single March, every single April, he's in the studio. The road to the Final Four, each and every single night. That's a lot of basketball. A lot of things to be, to be on your P's and Q's and have your notes ready, enunciations of the players' names, different programs to break down who are the key players, what the coach said are the keys to the game. That's a lot of stuff to keep up with for 68 teams consistently every single season. A true consummate, a true professional, someone who's covered the Daytona 500, someone who's covered NASCAR, someone who's covered ice skating world championships, someone who's covered the Winter Olympics, someone who's covered the Summer Olympics, the first black man, the first black commentator, first black anything person to commentate play-by-play on a major United States championship game. And that's what he did. Super Bowl 35, when the Baltimore Ravens beat the New York Giants in 2001. That was the year Ray Lewis won Super Bowl MVP. They won like 34-7 that game. Greg Gumbel made history that game, calling that game. And obviously, I feel like the impact and the standard that him and his brother Bryant have left just on all of us, on the generation and stuff like that, way beyond words. I can never put into words my gratitude and appreciation for him. And, his family put together a beautiful statement of everything. And, salute to them as well. Prayers to them in this time. It's been a really, really tough year. We're ending the year with some more tough news to have this coming just a couple days after Christmas and a couple days before New Year's. It's extremely, extremely difficult pill to swallow and stuff like that. But, I just wanted to send my respects and everything like that to Greg Gumbel. From what I heard, I never met him. I never interacted with him. But from the people in the industry that I do know that know him, they all said today, told me like in group chats and text messages, just not on social media, just stunting. But they said like he was a really good dude and he was a really nice guy. So rest in peace, Greg Gumbel. Long live. The C word is a terrible, terrible disease. It's taken away a lot of people away from their families and their loved ones and things of that sort. So I just wanted to say rest in peace, Greg Gumbel, man. 78 it's a good life. It's a good life. He wasn't old. I feel like you don't get old until you're like in your 80s and your 90s. But it is definitely a good life, man. And shout out to Gus Johnson, man.
Legendary.
Gus Johnson, paying tribute to him right here. I'm not going to play it to get copyright and stuff like that, but Gus Johnson really held me down, bro. He really sat me down and was like, I care about you. I want you to do well. Take my contact, Rashad. Anytime you need me, reach out, this and that, whoop, whoop. So while Gus Johnson can still smell his flowers, I want to salute Gus Johnson and his work ethic and everything he does. Thank you, Gus Johnson, brother. Rest in peace. Okay, let's read RG3's note. Rest in peace to the legend Greg Gumbel. He honored me with this picture at the Sports Emmys after graciously spending 20 minutes giving me advice and encouragement on navigating the broadcast industry. I cherish this moment more than he ever imagined. Mr. Gumbel was a one-of-a-kind broadcaster and man, a hero to my family being from the same city of New Orleans. I did not know RG3 was from New Orleans, but here it is. When my family saw him on TV, he made them believe they can make it too. Thank you for doing your job with class, Mr. Gumbel. Thank you for inspiring a young black boy to see that there were way more to life than the streets when you grow up in your circumstance. You taught us there are no limits to what you can achieve or what sports you can cover. Mr. Gumbel was a trailblazer in sports media, and we are all indebted to him for it. Prayers up to Greg Gumbel's family and the loved ones. Rest in peace, Mr. Gumbel. You earned it. Well put, RG3. Well put, RG3, man. And the same thing that RG3 said, a lot of people might not know the impact of diversity and representation within the media space. And it's so important because a kid needs to be able to look up and see a different career path, bro. Like, you don't have to play sports to be involved with sports. You know what I'm saying? You can speak about sports as a broadcaster. You could be a journalist. You could be a reporter. You could be an insider. You could be an analyst. You could be a radio show host. You could be a coach. You could be an athletic trainer. You can be the person, the designer that makes the court, that makes the jerseys. You can be the person that builds the architect that builds the arenas and the stadiums. There's so many ways that you can be involved in sports rather than just playing them as an athlete and as a star athlete and things of that sort. You can be around music as a manager. You can be around music as an agent or A&R or a label mate or a label executive or, what a PR person. You can be in music so many more ways than just being the rapper or the artist. You could be a producer. You could be a songwriter. And it's important that, as here we go, RG3 said, that young black kids see this, because if you don't see it, if you just see people in your neighborhood doing ABC, and then you just look on TV or you just look on YouTube and you just seeing people that look like you shooting the basketball or rapping, and you think that's the only way to make it out. Or now, I'm saying, salute to Kai, like what Drake said, Kai and Speed have shown the kids that you can be a streamer. DDG before that, DDG and Flight and Cash Nasty and McQueen and Pootie and you can keep going down the list. Dante and B. Lou and Zias, they showed the kids that you could be a YouTuber, you can be a content creator and stuff like that, and look just like you. You don't have to be XYZ. You can draw your lines any type of way. You can be anything you want to be. And I salute once again what Greg Gumbel and Brian Gumbel did. Is something that we haven't even seen today. These guys were doing it for over 50 years, and we still haven't seen something like that today, of two brothers who have entered the broadcasting industry and have moved up the ranks within the broadcasting industry, just like we see their counterparts do so often, so frequently in journalism and media. But we don't really see that with people who look like us, black people. We just don't see that often, of like people who weren't coaches, who weren't players, and now who weren't rappers or who weren't famous celebrities before they entered the sports media space. Even in this picture, ironically, it's RG3, is a guy who won a Heisman and was an extremely popular football player before he went over to broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, we do not see black kids come up into the media space, whether it be hip hop or whether it be sports or things of that sort, things that, attract a lot of black kids' attention and stuff like that online. We don't see a lot of them represented in the media space, unless they played, coached, or, rapped or became famous social media kind of images, but before they went into media. So salute to Greg Gumbel and prayers up to the Gumbel family once again. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all you've done. And I salute you. I appreciate you. Rest in peace. Now an ancestor.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.